To include Ray Houghton or Gary Gillespie, both injured in pre-season activity. The two big talking points you've touched on: the exclusion of John Aldridge, with Ian Rush given the chance to reclaim his regular role in the starting lineup. And the other talking point, really, just how Kenny Dalglish will organise a defence which includes Hussein and Alan Hansen. George Graham firmly believes you have to face Liverpool with a sweeper, so David O'Leary has that job. Missing is Steve Bold, the centre-back who scored the winning goal here against Liverpool 2 weeks ago in that pre-season four-team international tournament, and Bold's role goes to the number 10, Gus Caesar. Liverpool always say the best thing about the Charity Shield is qualifying for it rather than actually playing it, or playing for it. But they'll want to interrupt the rise of Arsenal, the nouveau riche, if you like, of the English game. Well, it looks like a back line that includes Hussein and Hansen as the two centre-backs, and Steve Nicol playing on the right side of midfield for Liverpool. We'll have a look how that develops. That's one of a number of interesting themes tactically. These two sides really getting to know each other very well, and led, of course, by two very strong managers, two Scots, in Kenny Dalglish, who's Bruce Grobbelaar's boss, and the Arsenal manager George Graham. It's an Arsenal free kick. Arsenal fans will notice the shorter hairstyle from Paul Merson this season. Not so Liverpool fans and Barry Venison, who's the player closest to Merson at the moment. Thomas with his back to goal, and Kevin Richardson, who's been very involved in Arsenal free kick routines recently, clipping the ball in. Caesar, let's switch the point of attack to Winterburn. Grobbelaar's at his best in the air. Rocastle, Liverpool not able to clear it properly. Dixon slings in the centre, and Grobbelaar again. Well, he will drop one or two, but when those faults happen, they're faults on the right side, because it makes it so much easier for central defenders to know that the goalkeeper's going to come. It's sad at a time when we're trying to qualify one Zimbabwe-born cricketer, Graham Hick, for England, and possibly will do that as soon as possible, please. But Grobbelaar, who was also born in Zimbabwe, cannot do the same, because he has represented that country at the international level. I'm sure he would have challenged Peter Shilton over the last 6 or 7 years. Different game, different qualifications. Burrows. Mention of the other goalkeeper, John Lukic, who's had a difficult couple of weeks because Arsenal have been linked with signing the Queen's Park Rangers goalkeeper, David Seaman. But that, for the time being at least, has gone off the boil. Lukic privately is very unhappy about it, but sensibly he's kept his own counsel as far as any public pronouncements. Rocastle. This is Lee Dixon. Play on. And Lee Dixon was probably a bit selfish then. Merson was waiting on the edge of the area, and if it had been rolled back to the striker, the angle would have been more favourable. Just over a year ago, Lee Dixon got a goal here in an international tournament against Bayern Munich, in this very end of the ground too. And maybe that crossed his mind as he went on and on. But look at Merson, the number 11, just on the right of the picture. The better ball might have been there. Barnes, and now it's Nicol opening up for Liverpool. Agonisingly close. It was a little bluff to fool the goalkeeper. He rolled it rather than blasted it. Rush was roaring in to try and finish it off. And there was a problem too For Lukic, who wasn't sure whether it was going to go in. For Adams, who had to decide to let it run. And he got it right. Nichol's interception. The ball returned to him by Beardsley. Winterburn makes sure that Nichol has to play the ball back, and Arsenal go about their business in workmanlike style again. That's not to say there's not flair in the side as well. Remember, they won the title with points equal, goal difference equal, but they scored more goals than Liverpool in the final analysis. So never let it be said that they're dreary. I don't think Burrows would have got there, but Rocastle has been penalised. David Burrows, still only 20. He's the one they pick on in the Liverpool dressing room. The butt of the jokes often falls to the youngest player. Barnes, it's Rush! Oh, Lukic never moved until the ball bounced off the post into his arms. And Ian Rush, who's got a great track record of Wembley goals, what, millimetres away from another. All coming from a free kick, really, which Arsenal felt they hadn't conceded. And Rush just getting there first. And Lukic reacted like a goalkeeper who thought it was going wide. But the fortune was on his side. Smith. Thomas. Hansen guides it forward, picking out Nichol. Whelan assessing where Venison was instantly. Rush, Whelan. It was all high-tech stuff, but just operated a little too quickly for Liverpool to be really in control of things. And Thomas with one of those bursts through the centre that haunts every Liverpool fan. He did that in the 92nd minute at Anfield to decide the championship in the most dramatic style it's ever been decided. And it's a bit of a problem for Thomas to live with that now. I find it hard to follow that. And he's only 21. Beardsley, Barnes. Away comes Winterburn. If Arsenal started the match better, Liverpool looking the more purposeful now. Hansen. Whelan. Venison. Oh, and it goes over Barnes. In comes Beardsley. Liverpool, who've had a splendid spell over the last 10 minutes or so, have crowned it with a goal. Lukic beaten by Beardsley. 31 minutes gone. Ripped in by Venison. And Lee Dixon was drawn into the centre by Barnes, and there was no one picking up Beardsley. Well, the Arsenal system has been unlocked by good movement off the ball. And in the end, the most economical finish by Beardsley, who finished last season as only a Liverpool substitute. Hussein has it covered. And Hussein is a very calm customer, almost a touch of arrogance about him. You could possibly say the same about Hansen in terms of their work rather than their personalities, I must add. They offer such an air of control, but I'm sure everyone is wondering quite how they will bed down together as a pairing. It's looking pretty good on this evidence. Maybe a really quick forward might just find a way beyond them for a ball played over the top. Arsenal haven't tried that yet. Whelan, Beardsley, Barnes has got on the inside of Dixon. This is John Barnes. Liverpool continue to look the sharper in crucial areas with just a couple of minutes left in the first half, and Barnes tried to bend it. Smith. Richardson. This is Merson. Just getting enough on the ball for Winterburn, and one full-back finds another. Dixon did very well indeed. Rocastle, it was a clumsy-ish lunge by Burrows, but Rocastle concentrated on getting on with the job. It's Kevin Richardson, who isn't really one of the game's great finishers. Just scored once last season, but it was a very important goal away to his old club, Everton. And he didn't really approach this half chance with too much confidence on the left foot. At half-time in the FA Charity Shield, Liverpool, to my mind, deservedly lead Arsenal by Peter Beardsley's goal after 31 minutes. Arsenal with the psychological advantage coming into this game of the two recent wins over Kenny Dalglish's men in the Championship decider and the pre-season international tournament here, but that only lasted about 10 minutes or so before Liverpool really got down to business, and they go in after a very absorbing first 45 minutes, leading Arsenal by 1-0. The half-time break was a relief for the league champions. Liverpool, the FA Cup holders, would have loved that first half to go on and on, I'm sure. So well were they playing. And I was interested also in the studio comments about the changes in the Liverpool personnel, because it's not just the change, it's the potential available to Kenny Dalglish with these players. A lot of the players we've seen plenty of, but when you've got men like Steve Nicol who can do 4 or 5 jobs in, and it's no exaggeration, a world-class way, then no one could really guess the mind of the Liverpool manager, least of all his players. He could have played these same 11, and with the exception of Grobbelaar, who I'm sure would have liked a game up front, but given that he was in goal, you could have really picked a completely different system with these outfield players, and they still could have gone and done the sort of job that they've done here. I'm very interested that they've gone for a system without a sweeper and a flat back four. The real hope for Arsenal fans watching is that Liverpool might just have gone off the boil a little here, and it's just the one goal that they're adrift when it could easily have been more. Hansen measured beautifully for Barnes. Lukic is in trouble. It's Steve Nicol beyond the far post. O'Leary doesn't head too far away. And McMahon was like a dog chasing a stick thrown for him to collect then. He was plotting the path of the ball, wanting to get his jaws round it. Easy moments for Arsenal, and particularly a few seconds ago for John Lukic, who was really teased by the early ball in from Barnes. And it's going to be a welcome back for Arsenal to Brian Marwood. Hasn't played in the first mid-April because of an Achilles tendon problem. I don't think it's any great surprise that Gus Caesar is the player being replaced, and it's not just a change of personnel, I would think, it's a change of method. Marwood will operate, certainly not in Caesar's position at the back. There's a raider from midfield. Rokas. Another former Liverpool favourite, Michael Robinson, is up in the commentary positions, not too far away from me, working for Spanish television, giving his expert opinion in Spanish. He had a spell after he left Liverpool with the Pamplona club Osasuna. This is Beardsley. As we get back to Liverpool, current stars, and Lukic has to star himself. That looked as though it would have gone in. Arsenal a bit slow to close Peter Beardsley down. And Lukic had to stretch to divert it away and to stop Beardsley claiming his second. Barnes with the corner. In comes Hussein. So they can offer the more orthodox far post ball now that Hussein is in the side. Beardsley, Barnes, O'Leary just stopped it for a moment, but they didn't really stop Barnes, and it was all down to an original mistake by David Rocastle. It looks as though he's feeling the stress and fatigue of this game. And Arsenal had to give away a free kick to stop Barnes right on the edge of the area. And it's a free kick in which Barnes, I would think, will take a great interest. The angle might favour a bender with the left foot. Ronnie Whelan having a look at the potential as well. And he talks to Barnes again. And then rolls it off to Barry Venison. Newcastle helped out. Whelan won it back. But Barnes spread it wide. Barnes plays on, and Lukic can only push it out. It's Beardsley, he's got a bit to do, and barring his way to goal that time was O'Leary. Liverpool are getting back on top again. And Peter Beardsley is very involved. Yes, here's John Barnes, of course, who is a real thorn in Arsenal's side. Oh, it's a miscue by O'Leary. Liverpool again much quicker to the ball. John Lukic hasn't missed a game over the last 2 seasons. He's a very capable goalkeeper. It's a measure of what George Graham's trying to achieve, that he was prepared to pay more than $2 million Australian for David Seaman from Queen's Park Rangers. Hansen. Well, he fooled Merson and Smith then. Beardsley. Well played by Barnes. McMahon making the motor tick faster again. 2 to his left. Rush has made a great run to open it up for David Burrows, who drilled it in the end against O'Leary. That was wonderful play by Liverpool. The chance in the end came to the left back. All credit to his ability to see the opening, but it was made by so many other Liverpool players before the ball got to him. To be another change, and Alan Smith, who's had a fairly quiet time, as we've been saying, is going to give way to Niall Quinn. So that suggests that Arsenal might well go the aerial route. Quinn is taller than Smith. He's hard to handle in the air. He was a regular in the 86-87 season, but the last 2 years he's only been a fringe player. Perhaps there hasn't been quite as much spectacular football in the second half, but with 10 minutes left, it's an interesting position, with Liverpool only with 1 goal in the bank, and Arsenal hoping to pilfer something here. And there's Quinn going in. Grobbelaar lost it. It was put behind by the ever-alert Hussein. I say Grobbelaar lost it. He didn't ever get it. Glenn Hussein will have to learn what it's like playing with Bruce Grobbelaar as the goalkeeper. It's, I'm sure, an invigorating experience. Grobbelaar comes and drops it. This time it was McMahon who knocked it away. Up to Rush. Barnes, picked off by Thomas. Arsenal fighting. Rocastle, that was maybe a bit more impulsive. There was a more sensible ball on to the right, where Marwood is still waiting. But Arsenal have forced Liverpool into conceding a free kick. They're calling for just 2 in the wall. Will it be hung up high for Quinn? Curler from Winterburn. And back in the left-back role. Thomas. Has he got any late dramas up his sleeve? He's lost out to John Barnes. Rushes up with him. Michael Thomas having to chase back. Barnes and Winterburn was in the right position, but Alan Gunn has blown for a Liverpool free kick, tagging by Thomas. Liverpool quite happy to take their time. Well, for staying up into the small hours, we've certainly got a match in which the result is by no means a foregone conclusion, although there's no doubting the right of Liverpool to win. A second goal would seal it, and Rush blocked by the legs of Lukic. Arsenal push out. O'Leary and Richardson didn't want that at this stage of the proceedings. Merce down for Winterburn. Arsenal again unable to make meaningful progress in an attacking sense. Really has been one of their weak points, whereas Lukic has had to do much more work against a much more incisive Liverpool team. Hussein, the rock on which much of Arsenal's hopes are founded. He couldn't play in the tournament here 2 weeks ago because of work permit difficulties, and he was very frustrated, but he's made up for lost time. Theo Foley tries to exhort Arsenal again. Beardsley turned O'Leary, found Rush. It's a rampant Liverpool to the last with Ian Rush, who over the years has so often been on the score sheet in this famous setting, but it looks as though Peter Beardsley is going to be the match winner here. Liverpool arms go up high. Kenny Dalglish leads the applause. 2 sets of opponents on the bench there who have great respect for each other. Beardsley struck after 31 minutes from Barry Venison's deep cross. John Lukic played well again for Arsenal, as he had to do. And the Arsenal hopes of beating Liverpool 3 times in a row in a matter of 11 weeks, those hopes have been dashed.